Live coverage of the Indianapolis Indians is on Fox Sports 1260, Indy Sports Station.
The vibes are strong at Victory Field. Even though we got a teensy tiny delay, we're going to be getting going at 7:15 here. But the Indianapolis Indians have taken 8 in a row, a 6-game series sweep in Des Moines against the Iowa Cubs last week. The first time the Indians have swept a 6-game set since going to the new scheduling format in minor league baseball in 2021. And then they've won the front two at home against the Toledo Mud Hens, the AAA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. 7-5 on Tuesday in the series opener, and wouldn't you know it's 7-5 last night. So the Indians are sending right-hander Luis Cessa to the hill in hopes of making it 9 wins in a row. Happy Thursday, everybody. Alongside Howard Kelman, I'm Jack McMullen, Jordan Shue, and the rest of the awesome crew handling things on MILB TV and Bally Live and Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Thank you so much for joining us there with the Pirates off day. Just 5 big league games set to be played tonight. You've got a full slate starting off the weekend tomorrow. And thanks to Austin Cook, who's handling things on the radio side at Fox Sports 1260. We'll give you everything you need to know after our anthem, which is coming up shortly, but do want to give you a whole rundown of the Major League slate. Again, a thin slate tonight, but we'll preview the weekend slate in a matter of moments. Tonight, 5 games that a couple of started already, and then we have 3 that have yet to get going. Top of the second in Detroit, Kaider Montero gets the ball against Seth Lugo, the all-star for the Kansas City Royals. Royals up 3-0 through an inning and a half. Kansas City 11 games over 500 at 60-49. The Tigers 5 games under at 52-57. They did trade Jack Flaherty to the Dodgers at Tuesday's MLB trade deadline. They held on to Tarek Skubal, which I know the rumors were that they might not, but it feels like the smart decision. The best left-hander in baseball is still in the Motor City. Battle of a couple of top dogs, or close to the top dogs in the American League. The Cleveland Guardians at 65-42, hosting the Baltimore Orioles at 65-44. Left-hander Trevor Rogers, who was acquired for a mighty haul. It was Connor Norby and Kyle Stowers at the deadline. Trevor Rogers making his Orioles debut. Speaking of trade acquisitions, if you're with us on the television side, you're getting a glimpse of Nick York, who was acquired in a 1-for-1 swap for the right-hander Quinn Priester on Monday just before the trade deadline. Had a chance to meet Nick today. I asked what he was doing when he got traded, and he said, dude, I was napping. So kind of a tough way to wake up from a nap, but York, an excellent conversation, and looking forward to his second game in an Indians uniform. Again, Guardians up on the Orioles 2-1. Ben Lively against the left-hander Trevor Rogers making his Baltimore debut. Just about to get going in Atlanta. The Braves send Charlie Morton to the hill. Morton in his .416 earned run average against Xavier Edwards, who recently hit for the cycle in Milwaukee. Xavier Edwards hits leadoff for the 40-68 Miami Marlins, who did an excellent job selling off their assets at the deadline. They capitalized on that seller's market. At 8:05 tonight, heck of a pitching matchup at Wrigley. Cubs and Cardinals. Shota Imanaga, 8-2 with a .295 earned run average, will toe the rubber against Sonny Gray, 10-6 with a .379. Again, Imanaga and Sonny Gray in Cubs-Cardinals at Wrigley. And at 9:38, Carson Fulmer, the former first-round pick out of Vandy, gets the ball for the Angels against the Rockies and Ryan Feltner. 2 very idle teams at the deadline, which felt a little weird. It felt like both those sides had some tradable assets that they held on to, and both teams are going respectfully nowhere this year. The Angels at 47-61, Colorado at 39-70. But looking at the full slate tomorrow, Pirates host the Diamondbacks, and Luis Ortiz gets the ball against Brandon Pfaadt tomorrow night at 6:40. That'll be a great pitching matchup. Brandon Pfaadt, who went to Bellarmine in Louisville from the Louisville area. Pfaadt was one of the key contributors in the starting rotation in that World Series run that the Diamondbacks made last year. Luis Ortiz has been awesome. Started as a long man out of the pen, has since moved into the starting rotation. And Ortiz has a 2.75 ERA. in just about 80 innings of work this year. So again, 6:40 at PNC tomorrow night, Luis Ortiz and Brandon Pfaadt. It'll be Mitch Keller and Jordan Montgomery on Saturday, and on Sunday afternoon, Paul Skeens, 6-1 with his 1.90 ERA against Ryan Nelson at 135. So Luis Ortiz and Pfaadt tomorrow, Keller and Montgomery on Saturday, and Skeens and Ryan Nelson on Sunday. Also tomorrow, Eric Fetty makes his St. Louis Cardinals debut. He was acquired in that three-team deal with the White Sox and the Dodgers. It was Fetty and Tommy Pham going from the south side of Chicago to St. Louis, but Fetty ends up on the north side taking on Javier Assad tomorrow afternoon at 2:20. A 1:20 start at Wrigley, one of the good traditions in baseball for the baseball fans, especially those in Chicago. At 6:40 tomorrow night, heck of a pitching matchup, Battle of All-Stars, and battle of the two of the better left-handers in the American League in Detroit. Tarek Skubal, 12-3 with a 2.35 for the Tigers against Cole Reagans and his 3.37 ERA for the Kansas City Royals. Skubal and Reagans in Detroit at 6:40. At 6:45 tomorrow night, Jake Irvin, surprised that he's still in Washington, throwing against Frankie Montas, who makes his Brewers debut after being traded from the Cincinnati Reds for Joey Wiemer, Jacob Junis, and Cash on Monday night. 6:45 in Washington, Montas makes his Brewer debut. Yankees are hosting the Blue Jays tomorrow night. Marcus Stroman in his 3.6 ERA hosting Kevin Gausman, and the Blue Jays, who are 9 games under 500. The Yankees 20 games over at 65-45. Cookie gets the ball in Cleveland tomorrow. Carlos Carrasco against Dean Kramer in Game 2 of that Guardians-Orioles series. Andrew Abbott throws for the Reds tomorrow at 7:10. At 7:20, Spencer Schwellenbach in Atlanta for the Braves against the old to-be-determined for the Miami Marlins. Cutter Crawford will throw for the Red Sox in Arlington tomorrow night at 8:05 against to-be-determined. Davis Martin will throw for the White Sox against Joe Ryan in the Minnesota Twins. Ryan sporting a 3.62 ERA. That game in Minneapolis at 8:10 tomorrow night. Yusei Kikuchi will make his Astros debut. A lot to be said about that trade and the gaudy return that the Toronto Blue Jays got. Jake Bloss, Joey Loperfido, and Will Wagner, the son of Billy Wagner. But Loperfido, a productive big leaguer so far in his first taste of big league ball, and Jake Bloss, a rapid riser, former Seton Hall Pirate, the right-hander, made his debut with the Astros as well this year. But Kikuchi, a rental. Dana Brown, the Astros' new general manager, hoping Kikuchi can help put the Astros over the top and take that division firmly from Seattle and have another American League West division title under the Astros' belt. Shane Baz will throw for Tampa against Kikuchi in Houston tomorrow at 8:10. And then the late slate, Tyler Anderson, surprised he wasn't moved, at 2.96 ERA, will throw for the Angels against Paul Blackburn, who makes his Mets debut at 9:38. At 9:40 in Oakland, Gavin Stone in his 3.34 throws for the Dodgers against Joey Estes and the Oakland A's. Austin Gomber will throw for the Rockies in San Diego tomorrow night at 9:40. Randy Vasquez will throw for the Padres. And at 9:40 tomorrow night in Seattle, Tyler Phillips, 3-0 with a 1.80 ERA. Phillips came out of seemingly nowhere, an ERA near 5 with AAA Lehigh Valley. But Phillips will throw for the Phillies tomorrow night against Brian Wu, who has spent a couple of stints on the injured list. But Wu, when he's been on the mound, has been mighty effective. A 2.35 ERA for Wu this year. Mariners 4 games over 500 at 57-53. Houston, 1 fewer win, 1 fewer loss. They are at 56-52. Two-way tie atop the American League West. We'll check on the Pirates' affiliate scores as well tonight with a Pirates off day as those load up. A reminder, the Indians are going for 9 wins in a row here tonight against the Toledo Mudhens. They're coming off a 6-game series sweep in Des Moines against the Iowa Cubs. The Indians have taken the front 2 of this series, both by the score of 7-5. In Altoona right now, they're halfway home in the Richmond Flying Squirrels, AA affiliate of the San Francisco Giants, up on the curve 4-2. Altoona 14 games under 500 at 42-56. Again, 4-2 Richmond halfway home in that one. Top 4, no score between Bradenton and Palm Beach at the low A level. They are visiting the Cardinals' low A affiliate, Bradenton 41 and 57. Greensboro has had a heck of a campaign. They're 17 games over at 57 and 40. They are in Winston-Salem this week. No score in the top of the second there. So the Indians are getting set here for Game 3 of a 6-game set with the Toledo Mud Hens, again the AAA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. Luis Cessa gets the ball tonight. Mike Burrows was a late scratch yesterday, was dealing with a bug, but he was all good. He threw a bit today. And tomorrow, Burrows will throw. So he had his schedule adjusted. He will throw tomorrow against a starter that has yet to be announced. On Saturday, it will be intriguing to see Ty Madden, the right-hander and the former Texas Longhorn, against the right-hander Domingo Herman. And then Sunday, a couple of to-be determined. Aaron Shortridge threw the series opener. He would line up on 4 days rest to start the series finale. And the Indians just took the field, led by the right-handed starting pitcher, Luis Cessa. So the Indians' defense follows him, and we'll give you the lineups on the other side of the anthem. But let's listen in to tonight's national anthem. And we're just about set for ball here at Victory Field. Game 3 of a 6-game set between the Indians and the Mud Hens. We'll give you the lineups here in a moment. Before that, our umpiring crew for tonight's game. Harley Acosta has the plate. He's calling balls and strikes. 2 available challenges per side with the ABS challenge system. The crew chief, Edwin Jimenez, is at first base, and Jonathan Biarretta is at third base. Now the lineup for Toledo, who enters at 48 and 55. Riley Unroe leads off in left. Spencer Torkelson is the 2-hitting first baseman. Jace Young hits third and plays third. Justice Bigby is the cleanup man in right. The 5-hitter in center is Andrew Navigato. The 6-hitting catcher is Anthony Bemboom. Drew Maggi, the former Indian, hits 7th and plays short. Steven Scott is the 8-hitting DH. And Luis Santana bats 9th and plays 2nd. With the opener, the left-hander Andrew Vasquez on the hill for the Mud Hens. Now the lineup for the Indians, who enter at 48 and 52. Edward Olivares leads off in center. Jack Sawinski is the 2-hitter in right. Henry Davis hits third and is the DH tonight. Nick York, in his second game with Indy, is the cleanup man and the second baseman. The 5-hitting shortstop is Leover Peguero. Malcolm Nunez hits 6th and plays third base. Jason DeLay is the 7-inning catcher. Seth Beer is the 8-hitter at first base. And Matt Gorski rounds out the order in left field. On the hill for the Indians tonight, the right-hander Luis Cessa. More on his numbers in a moment, but looks like Cessa is just about set to go. And set to call the action tonight, the voice of the Indians, Howard Kilman.
Back to the Indianapolis Indians on Fox Sports 1260, Indy Sports Station.
And we get ready for the top half of the third inning. The Mud Hens and Indians scoreless. Here with the play-by-play, Jack McMullen.
Thank you very much, Howard. Luis Cessa, the right-hander, threw 2 scoreless in 28 pitches, and Steven Scott might have just changed that. Fly ball out to right. That thing is way gone. Flirting with the victory bell, Steven Scott with a pull side home run on the first pitch of the third. Second homer as a Mud Hen for Scott in game number 18, and Toledo's got a 1-0 lead in the top of the third. 101 off the bat, about 10 feet inside the right field foul pole. He barreled that thing up right away. So Scott puts the first run up on the board, 369 feet down the right field line. And the first pitch to Luis Santana is spun in for a called strike. The Indians trailing 1-0 after winning the first 2 games of this series, 7-5 both nights. Next pitch, Santana wands and misses. Luis Santana 0 for 3 with a walk yesterday, playing in his 3rd game as a Toledo Mud Hen. The righty Cessa rocks and fires the 0-2. Santana again with a half-hearted swing. Chased his slider low and away, and Cessa bullied him for a punch-out. Luis Santana, the 9-man, incredibly non-committal with each of the last 2 swings. It's a strikeout for Cessa, his 3rd, and now back to the top, and Riley Unroe, who singled and stole a base his first time up. First pitch. That's a called strike. Unroe playing in his 51st game. That leadoff single clips up to 305. The next pitch misses just up and out. Infield shifting, the lefty hitting Unruh to pull. So the third baseman Nunez flirting with the edge of the infield grass. And the 1-1 misses low and in. The shortstop Peguero maybe a foot to the left of the second base bag. The Indians got it going with a solo shot from Peguero in the second yesterday, but off the board through the front 2 innings. And that pitch missed inside, 3-1. Spencer Torkelson, 2020's #1 overall pick, waits on deck. Right-hander Sessa's 3-1. Misses inside, ball 4. The first free pass issued by Sessa tonight. And now he sees Torque sent a high pop-up to shallow left and popped out to the shortstop Peguero his first time. Torkelson came into tonight hitting .244 in his first 45 games with Toledo after hitting .201 in an elongated stint with the Tigers. That pitch in there for a called strike. There's a slider at 81, and Torkelson's going to challenge. So we go to the big board, check out the ABS system. Torkelson thought that was high, and it was. So the Mud Hen 2-hitter wins the challenge on a pitch up and in. Instead of 0-1, the count 1-0. Next pitch. Torkelson takes upstairs. It's called a ball. The glaring omission from Torkelson's game this year is the power. 31 homers a year ago with the Tigers. 2-0 is rocketed into center. That's in for a base hit. On 2 hops, it gets to Olivares in center. Unruh pushes to second, and Spencer Torkelson has a 1-out single. The solo shot led off the inning and a strikeout. Sessa walked Unruh, and Torkelson now has men at first and second with 1 man gone for Jace Young, who flat out to right on a one-handed swing his first time up. First pitch. Young rolls one over to first base. Backhand glove by Beer, and he just tried to shuttle that off his shoulder. It gets into shallow left. A run going to score, and Torkelson pushes to third base on the throwing error by Beer. Seth Beer, the Indians' first baseman, ranged to his backhand. The right-handed fielding first baseman, he plucked it on the backhand, 2 or 3 steps to his right, had trouble getting it out of his glove, and tried shot putting it to second base, and that ended up sailing over Peggy's head, covering the second base back. So Young reaches on a fielder's choice, but Unruh comes in to score on E3, and Torkelson is 90 feet away. Toledo up 2-0, and the first pitch here to Justice Bigby is spun just outside, ball 1. So men at the corners. 2 runs in this inning, and the 1-0 misses low and away. Two men on, 1 man gone. Toledo 2 runs on 3 hits. And the 2-0 pitch to Bigby. It's cut on and missed. Got a mighty hack off the sinker at 91. The 2 balls and a strike on Bigby. Two-one pitch. It's a little roller foul left side. Going back to that Torkelson point about the lack of power, I mentioned 31 homers in 159 games last year. His rookie year, 2022, 110 games, just 8 home runs. Last year, or earlier this year, 54 games, just 4 homers. That in on Bigby's hands, and he fends it off foul, so the count stays 2-2. So 159 games in 2023, Torkelson with 31 home runs. The other 164 games he's played in his career, he's got 12 home runs. The 2-2 pitch. Bigby chases a slider low. Second strikeout of the inning for Sessa. And that bottomed out on Bigby. He swung over the top of it. Hunter's still at first and third, but now two men gone for Andrew Navigato, who struck out swinging his first time. Indians trailing 2-0 in the top of the third inning. Game 3 of a 6-game set. First pitch to Navigato. It's hit in the air out to right field. Sawinski ranging into the alleyway, but he camps and makes the catch to retire the side. 2 runs come in for Toledo, including a solo home run from Steven Scott on the first pitch of the inning. And through 2.5, it's the Mud Hens 2, the Indians nothing.
The Indianapolis Indians are always right here on Fox Sports 1260, Indy Sports Station.
Friday nights at Victory Field are reserved for baseball and boom. Bring the family and have a blast every Friday night at Victory Field with Friday fireworks presented by AAA Insurance and Fox 59. Andrew Vasquez, the opener. To start things off with Matt Gorski, who lifts the first pitch he sees into shallow center. Andrew Navigato trotting in, and he makes the catch. 2 hands for security, and that's out number 1.
I wasn't looking. Wait a minute. 2 hands?
2
Camped
hands.
under it?
2 hands. He squeezed. He did. I know in the infield it's called the alligator chomp, right, where you have the top hand kind of coming down. I don't know what it's called in the outfield, but it's fundamentally sound. That's for sure.
Good.
Again, you got first pitch action, back-to-back half innings, and Navigato, bare hand for security. First pitch to Edward Olivares, the Indians' leadoff man, misses low and inside. So Andrew Vasquez, through now 2 1/3 scoreless innings as the opener. He's a guy that's opening just his second game. Next pitch misses low and in. Vasquez making his 34th appearance. Just his second, quote-unquote, start. Slider, heavy lefty. Fires the 2-0. That misses inside. It slid inside. So Olivares ahead 3-0. If he gets on, he's a threat to go. Andrew Vasquez, last year, was over the Tigers for a good bit. He dials in a called strike on a sinker at 87. Vasquez, last year in the big leagues, threw 853 pitches. The 3-1 ripped on one hop. That's gloved on the forehand by the third baseman Young. Gears up, long throw, on target, and that's out number 2. It was a really nice play by Jace Young, staying with that. They call it the hot corner for a reason. That one got to him in a blink. But no worry for the minor league Gold Glove Award winner at second base last year, who's playing third base in earnest for the first time in his pro career. Now Jack Sawinski, first pitch to him, in there for a called strike. But Vasquez, 853 pitches last year in the big leagues. 80% slider. Next pitch. It's a slider that misses low and away. Check swing, and Sawinski held it back, says the third base umpire, Jonathan Biarretta. Indians trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the third. And the 40th pitch from Vasquez is a little tapper over to second base. Santana has got it. Easy does it, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Andrew Vasquez. He's through 3 scoreless as the opener, and we're through 3. It's Toledo 2, the Indians nothing.
Now back to your Indianapolis Indians on Fox Sports 1260, Indy Sports Station.
Top half of the fourth inning, Indians trailing 2-0, and as Rowdy bikes off with a fan on the pegs of that bicycle, he exits stage right beyond the right field wall. Luis Sessa gets ready for his fourth inning. First pitch to Anthony Bemboom is cut on and fouled straight down at the plate. Indians trailing 2-0 after a solo homer from Steven Scott last inning. And a throwing error allowed Riley Unroe to come in. What we were talking about, Andrew Vasquez's very inflated slider usage. This pitch, Bemboom with a check swing, and he went around. So the count 0-2. He bit on a changeup low. Vasquez tonight, 40 pitches, 32 sliders. That's an even 80%. 0-2. Swing and a bouncer right side. Beer has got it, takes it to the bag himself at first base, and there's one man out. Sessa is sporting a healthy mix, a 40% slider, 20% change. He's thrown 11 fastballs and 6 sinkers. Now Drew Maggi, 2022 Indianapolis Indian. First pitch to him, dialed in for a called strike. And it got me thinking about Matt Whistler when he was in Tampa, and Tampa said, hey, you've got a good slider. Just do that. In 2021, the 0-1 pitch misses outside. Matt Whistler threw 787 pitches in a Rays uniform. 91% of those were sliders. 1-1. Maggi rolls one foul left side off the end of the Indians' dugout. So the Indians trailing 2-0 in the top of the fourth. Winners of 8 in a row. First 6-game series sweep for the Indians last week in Iowa since minor league baseball went to the new schedule format in 2021. Sessa is 1-2 to Maggi. Swing and a miss. An eye-high slider. You can almost see the regret firing the barrel from Maggi while he was swinging, and he's got his head down, kind of shaking it as he walks back to the dugout. And that didn't clip the strike zone at any point in its flight to the plate. So a punch out for Sessa. And with 2 men gone, his first pitch to Steven Scott. He's taken for a called strike. That was the second pitch that Scott has seen tonight. First one, he lifted over the wall and right. The first pitch of the top of the third. The 0-1. Scott tried to check the swing, but he chased a pitch low. Count 0-2. Scott graded time. The 8-hitting DH. Caught yesterday and played left in the series opener on Tuesday. Right-hander Sessa kicks and deals. The 0-2 is a bouncing ball right side. The newest Indian, Nick York, over to pick it on the forehand and is tossed to first in plenty of time to end a 1-2-3 inning. A punch out and a pair of ground outs. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. It's the Mud Hens 2, the Indians 0.
Back to the Indianapolis Indians on Fox Sports 1260, Indy Sports Station.
Well, Bally Live is your home for minor league baseball all season long. Watch every live game at no cost in the MILB zone. Test your skills and earn rewards in the game center. And new this season, buy tickets to watch your favorite teams. Bally Live is the perfect companion for the minor league baseball fan. So step up to the plate and download the Bally Live app today. First pitch of the bottom of the fourth was cut on and missed by Henry Davis against a new arm into the game for Toledo, right-hander Jack Anderson. His next pitch is in for a called strike at the knees. So Andrew Vasquez went 3 shutout innings. Allowed 2 hits in the second, but 1-2-3 first, a 1-2-3 third. And the 0-2. Davis takes low. Jack Anderson, Jack Anderson, the 24-year-old from Tampa, 16th round pick of the Tigers in 21 out of Florida State. 23 appearances for West Michigan at the high A level. No appearances with Erie this year. 1-2 is rolled over to third base. Young has got it, and his throw to first in time, but Davis was never running. What happened here? Oh, maybe catcher's interference. Yep, the home plate umpire, Harley Acosta, popped out from behind the plate and had both hands up. So Davis aboard on that.
That is an error charge to the catcher. How about the Padres? I've never heard of something like this. They traded 12 of their top 15 prospects during the deadline.
If anybody was going to do it, it was going to be that president of baseball operations, A.J. Preller. First pitch here to Nick York. Misses low for ball 1. 23 appearances for Anderson in high A, a 3.43 ERA. But how about in 39 innings, 43 Ks, just 6 walks? 1-0 pitch. York takes low, 2-0. Toledo, this is his second appearance. 2 1/3, 1 hit. No runs, no Ks, 1 walk his first time out. The 2 biggies for San Diego. The 2-0 to York. It's cut on and missed. Jason Adam, they acquired that reliever from Tampa for a 3 prospect return, including Dylan Lesko, who's one of the Padres' top prospects. And then the Tanner Scott deal that sent Brian Hoeing from Miami to San Diego as well. Robbie Snelling, Adam Major, Graham Pauley, Jay Bashirs. York rolls one, a hot shot over to short that eats up Maggi for a moment. His throw to second is not handled by Santana. Everybody's safe.
Well, he booted it, and that cost him a double play. I think the throw was too wide. It's a little tough from this angle. Too wide to the home plate side of second base.
Ball was smoked on a couple of hops to Maggi. It ate him up, but he still got the throw to second in time, but it grazed Santana's glove.
Well, he rushed the throw. It wasn't right on the money, and there'll certainly be an error there.
Second error by Toledo. And that is an error on first stop Drew Maggi, the throwing error. Piguero squares to bunt. He gets one down the first base line. A good sack bunt. Anderson had some trouble getting it out of his glove, but he flips to first in time. A sacrifice bunt from Leover Piguero. 1-3 on the putout, but met at second and third with 1 man gone.
Now, after Maggi bobbled the ground ball, then he picked it up. He had plenty of time to get the force play, but he still rushed to throw to second base.
Yeah.
And that cost him the play there.
So again, Davis got to second base safely on E6. But now he's 90 feet away with 1 man gone. First pitch to Malcolm Nunez. It's hit high in the air, down the left field line. Ballpark gonna hold it. Riley Unroe towards the chalk. He makes the catch. Deep enough for Davis. He's heading home to score. York head first into third, and York takes off. Nobody was at the backstop for an errant throw, and York scores on a throwing error. A sacrifice fly for Malcolm Nunez. Davis came in to score no problem. The throw went to third base, but it was in foul territory to the dugout side of the third base bag, and the pitcher Anderson was not backing any throw up. He was standing at the plate. Another look at the replay if you're with us on TV. That throw got past Young, and nobody was close to the backstop.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Anderson was, but he wasn't in the right position at all. He got a hustle over there.
First pitch to Jason DeLay, misses low.
So Toledo's made 3 errors in this half inning.
Catcher's interference. Swing and a miss from DeLay, so the count 1-1. Maggi bobbled the ball, and his throw to second was errant. And there, York comes in to score.
Got to be an E7, right?
On E7, tough luck. DeLay rips one foul left side.
The Hens committed 4 errors in the first game of the series, and there were a number of plays also that could have been made.
It has not been their week. 1-2 to Jason DeLay. He's taken just upstairs, 2-2. 2 men out, nobody on, but the Indians have tied this game at 2. 2-2 pitch. That's lifted out to straightaway center. Navigado camps about 10 feet shy of the track. A little bit of a back pedal to make the catch, and that ends the inning. But we're through 4, and the Indians have tied the game. It's the Indians 2, the Mud Hens 2.
The Indianapolis Indians are always right here on Fox Sports 1260, Indy Sports Station.
Through 4 innings, we're tied at 2 thanks to a bevy of errors. 3 last half inning by the Toledo defense. The Indians played at 2 to knot this thing up. Top of the 5th, here's Howard.
Back to the Indianapolis Indians on Fox Sports 1260, Indy Sports Station.
And we get ready for the 6th inning. Jack will call the play-by-play, and we'll do this trivia question.
Yeah, And Luis Sessa, the right-hander, starting his 6th inning of work.
Now, let me start to think about this.
See, just as Bigby, Toledo up 3-2 in the 6th, and the first pitch misses low and away. So, again, the question is, there have been 13 pairs of brothers in MLB history to homer for the same team in the same game.
How about the O'Brien brothers in Pittsburgh?
One missed low and away, 2-0. The O'Briens did not do it.
How about Paul Wainer and Lloyd Wainer in Pittsburgh?
Yes, they did. They did it 3 times.
That's big poison and little poison.
The pitch misses up and out. Sessa behind Bigby, 3-0. Lloyd and Paul Wainer again 3 times with the Pirates.
So how many does that count for, 3 or 1?
That counts for 1.
Okay.
Next pitch in there for a called strike.
How about Hank and Tommy Aaron?
Hank and Tommy Aaron did it 3 times for the Braves. Down to 11 sets. Bigby punches one foul right side. I will take off Benji and Jose Molina because they were the genesis of the question. So we're down to 10 more.
That's how about Tony and Billy Canigliaro?
3-2 pitch is rolled over to short. Peguero's got it. Pumps once. Throw to first on the money. And there's one man gone. Tony and Billy Canigliaro did it twice for the Boston Red Sox. You got that. One man gone. Indians trailing 3-2 in the top of the 6th. And now Andrew Navigato, who's 0 for 2.
Let's see. Give me some teams.
How about the Giants? One guy's common in a double. The first pitch in there for a called strike on a slider to Navigato.
New York or San Francisco Giants? What year then?
Ooh. Next pitch misses low and away. The guy that is present in 2 of those Giant pairings played from 58 through 74. One from Sessa to Navigato. He's in for a called strike.
Well, that's the Orlando Cepeda era, but I don't think he was involved.
Nope.
Oh, it's got to be Felipe Alou and Jesus and Matty Alou.
Bingo. Did it once with each of them.
Felipe did.
Yep.
They were all teammates with the Giants, yep.
1-2 pitch. Misses upstairs. Jordan Shue just put a guess in. Roberto and Sandy Alomar. No, they did not.
That's why he's in the production room.
2-2. Check swing, and you got a piece.
We don't want anybody looking anything up either, Jordan. And I know that was a legitimate guess. You wouldn't go Google it on us. Let's see. What other teams?
We've got another Pittsburgh pairing much more recently, 2000s. 2-2. Navigato rips one on one hop over to third. Nunez has it. Cross diamond throw, hard, high, but on target. And that's out number 2.
I'm not thinking of it. Who was it?
Adam and Andy LaRoche did
Oh,
it for the Pirates.
yeah, I should have got that. That's even late. That's like around 2008, 9, or 10 or something like that.
Yep.
Neither of them had a lot of success with the Pirates, but I should have gotten that one.
Malcolm Nunez stretching out his arm like, I just upped the velo on that. Indians trailing 3-2, top 6, and with 2 men gone. The first pitch to Anthony Bembu misses up and out. A pair of brothers did it last year for Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, and they were doing pretty well. They played in Columbus, too. One's the catcher.
Yep. Bo and Josh Naylor.
Yep.
1-0 pitch misses low to Bemboom, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out.
Now, how many of that is there?
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 remaining. All 5 pairings did it multiple times.
And what team?
A pairing in Baltimore did it twice. 2-0 pitch. Bemboom with a hot shot. That somehow is plucked by Beer. Look what I found. He took it to the bag himself, and that ends a 1-2-3 inning. That took a funky hop off the lip, but Beer, with cat-like reflexes, made the play. 3 groundouts, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Toledo 3, the Indians 2.
The Indianapolis Indians are always right here on Fox Sports 1260, Indy Sports Station.
Bottom of the sixth inning, Indians trailing 3-2. Pair of solo homers for Toledo. One from Steven Scott, the third. One from Spencer Torkelson in the fifth. Are the big factor for Toledo having a one-run lead. Jack Sawinski leading things off against Jack Anderson in his third inning of work. The first pitch is cut on and missed by Sawinski. So we've got one.
You mentioned the Orioles. What about Cal and Billy Ripken?
Bingo. We've got 5 groups, now 4 pairs of siblings to homer for the same team in the same game. 0-1 misses outside. Cal and Billy Ripken did it twice. Tip of the cap to Jordan Shue, who got that in the control room.
Oh, so you don't tip your cap to me, you just tip it to him. Didn't I get it too?
I expect excellence from you. That pitch misses low and away.
Oh, so we don't expect as much from Jordan. We expect a lot from Jordan. He does a great job.
He does a great job, so does the rest
He's
of the
an
crew.
Oriole fan, too, isn't he?
He is, yeah. 2-1 to Sawinski. Swing and a miss out in front of a breaking ball.
Now, who else? What other teams?
This pair of Padre brothers did it 3 times after 2000. 2-2. Sawinski takes low and away.
It's not coming to me, but who is it?
Adrian and Edgar Gonzalez, 3 times for the Padres.
Okay.
That would be a tough one.
Yep.
3-2 to Sawinski from Anderson. On the way. And Sawinski got a piece. He rolls it back foul to the backstop. Now we're only missing the 3 pairs of siblings that did it more than any other pairs of siblings in big league history. 2 pairs did it 4 times. 1 pair did it 6 times. The 3-2 pitch again. Misses outside for ball 4. Leadoff walk and an MHS Walk for Health. A reminder that MHS donates $10 to Gleaners Food Bank for every walk an Indians player draws this season.
And what team?
Montreal, there was a pair that did it 4 times.
Okay.
And Jordan just got the most often grouping.
What team is that?
Atlanta.
But I said, well, Hank and Tommy Aaron,
Yep.
right?
First pitch to Henry Davis fouled back.
You know, besides Hank and Tommy Aaron?
Yep. Late 2000s, early 2010s, Atlanta did it 6 times. Last name starts with a U. 0-1. Davis lifts one out to right. We got Big B coming on. He's going to make the catch in the twilight sky. And that sends Sawinski back to first base.
Who are you talking about?
It's BJ and Justin Upton.
Oh, wow. I saw him in Durham on the way up. Yeah, I should have thought of that. I hadn't thought about them in a while.
Did that 6 times. Homered in the same game for the Atlanta Braves.
And you said there was one other one, Montreal.
2 others. Montreal and Oakland, each pair did it 4 times. First pitch here to Nick York, the Indians' cleanup man. He's in for a called strike. Indians trailing 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th.
When's the time with Montreal about?
Montreal, this is probably early 90s.
Oh, they were Indianapolis' parent team then, too.
Maybe mid to late 90s. 0-1,
Then
fouled
they
back.
weren't. And
A very, very good player had a brother.
I'm not. Who is it?
Vladimir and Wilton Guerrero.
Yeah, Vladimir Guerrero's brother. Yep.
They did that 4 times. The only one we're missing, Oakland, 4 times. York fouls one back, and the count stays put.
I would have thought I would have done a little better with this. I got 4 or 5 of them quickly, but after that,
And
Oakland, what era?
2000s early, and Jordan just got this one via text. Oh, 2 pitch. York takes low and away, ball 1.
And who is it?
They made a movie about the less notable brother. They made a movie about the team.
Moneyball?
Yep, that the less notable brother was on. Jason and Jeremy Giambi.
Oh, yeah, that's sure.
4 times. 1-2 pitch. York lifts one back and foul out of play right side. So, running through them again, there have been 13 pairs of brothers to homer for the same team in the same game in big league history. Bo and Josh Naylor with the Guardians. Felipe and Matty Alou, Matty and Jesus Alou, Benji and Jose Molina, Adam and Andy LaRoche. 1-2 pitch. That's ripped on one hop over to short. Maggie's got it to second for one, on to first for the double play. We'll give you that full list when we come back for the seventh. The 6-4-3 twin killing ends the inning, and through 6, it's Toledo 3, the Indians 2.
Now back to your Indianapolis Indians on Fox Sports 1260, Indy Sports Station.
Top of the 7th, and we've got an Indiana 8-1-1 call to the bullpen. So Luis Cessa is done. Cessa leaves after 6 innings of 3-run ball, a pair of solo homers. Stephen Scott in the 3rd, Spencer Torkelson in the 5th. And now Michael Plasmeyer, 27-year-old from St. Louis, making his 18th appearance, 8th out of the pen. He's got a 9.14 ERA, just over 44 innings. First pitch to Drew Maggi in on his hands, and he fouls it back for strike 1. Indians trailing 3-2, top 7. Again, 13 pairs of brothers to homer for the same team in the same game in big league history. Bo and Josh Naylor, Felipe and Matty Alou, Matty and Jesus Alou, Benji and Jose Molina, Adam and Andy LaRoche. 0-1 is cut on and missed. Billy and Tony Canigliaro, Cal and Billy Ripken, Adrian and Edgar Gonzalez did it twice. Lloyd and Paul Wayner did it 3 times. Hank and Tommy Aaron 3 times. Vladimir and Wilton Guerrero from Montreal 4 times. Jason and Jeremy Giambi 4 times. And BJ and Justin Upton with the Braves 6 times. 0-2 to Maggi. It's fouled back. Action again in the Toledo bullpen. A left-hander is up and throwing. Looks like that might be Easton Lucas. Former Pepperdine Wave. The lefty Plasmeyer is 0-2 again to Maggi. This is low and away. Plasmeyer see at least 7, 8, 9 in the top of the 7th. Maggi, Scott, Santana. The Indians have won 8 in a row. 6-game sweep in Iowa, 7-5 wins the last 2 against Toledo. The 1-2 is cut on and missed. Punch out for Plasmeyer, and that is out number 1. Fans, Bally Live is your home for minor league baseball all season long. Watch every live game at no cost in the MILB zone. Test your skills and earn rewards in the Game Center. And new this season, buy tickets to watch your favorite teams. Bally Live is the perfect companion for the minor league baseball fans, so step up to the plate and download the Bally Live app today. Stephen Scott takes low and away for ball 1. Scott homered on the first pitch he saw tonight. It opened the top of the 3rd inning. It was the first run of the game. Bounced out his last time, and the 1-0 is a fastball in the outside corner for a called strike. 3 runs on 4 hits for Toledo, 2 runs on 2 hits for the Indians. Indians bladed their 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. The 1-1 is hit hard on the screws out into center for a base hit. On one hop, it gets to Olivares. He lofts it back in. Stephen Scott has a 2 for 3 day. That'll bring up Luis Santana, who's 0 for 2. The Indians scored their 2 runs in the 4th inning in an inning where they had no base hits. Their only 2 hits in this game came in the 2nd. Back-to-back singles and a scoreless second from the opener, Andrew Vasquez. First pitch to Santana misses for ball 1. The Henry Davis reached on catcher's interference. Nick York on a fielder's choice. There was a throwing error on the shortstop, Maggi. And a sacrifice fly and a throwing error allowed the runs to come in. Plasmeyer stepped off. There was a baseball that got away from the Toledo bullpen down the right field line. Plasmeyer set with the 1-0 pitch. And Santana fouls it back off the top of the netting at the backstop. Indians and Mud Hens back at it again tomorrow night, 7:05. Mike Burrows gets the ball. Start date pushed back a couple. And on Saturday night, 7:05, Domingo Herman against right-hander for Toledo, Ty Madden. 1-1. Santana pops it up, back behind home, foul ground, could be playable. First baseman Beer calling for it, and he makes the catch. In foul territory, with 2 men gone. Shaded more towards first base than right behind home. In front of that front entry exit, the Toledo dugout on the first base side. 2 men gone. Steven Scott still at first base, and the lineup back to the top in Riley Unroe. First pitch from Plasmeyer on the way. And Unroe cranks that down the left field line, but that's tailing foul and out of play. Beyond the Yingling landing. We had a 13-minute delay at the outset. It's turned into a nice night for ball. Got 0-1, and Plasmeyer fires. It's in there for a called strike. Unroe, the switch hitter, flipped from the left side to the right side against the southpaw after Luis Cessa went the front 6. 2 men gone, and the 0-2 pitch is hit up the gut. That's in for a base hit. On a couple of hops, it gets to Olivares. Scott pushes to second base. That's the second hit of the inning. Unroe with a line drive single, very similar to the hit that Scott had. They're 2 on and 2 gone for Spencer Torkelson. Torkelson's 2 for 3. Vaporized a ball last time up. A 3-2 pitch, 441 feet to left center. The first pitch to him is taken low and in. Torkelson, the former number 1 overall pick out of Arizona State. Ready for the 1-0. And that one's hit well again. Out to center. Olivares working back to the warning track, and he reaches up to make the catch. On a steady jog back to the track. One more step took him gracefully into the wall. And he makes that catch in pretty much straightaway center field. 2 runners stranded, and it's time for the stretch at Victory Field. It's Toledo 3, the Indians 2.
Back to the Indianapolis Indians on Fox Sports 1260, Indy Sports Station.
Everybody stretched out at Victory Field, and a reminder that Thirsty Thursdays hit different at Victory Field. Enjoy $2 Pepsi products and $3 draft beers all season long. For a list of games, visit IndyIndians.com/Thursday. New arm into the game for the Mud Hens, who lead the Indians 3-2. And the first pitch to Leover Peguero is in for a called strike. Left-hander Easton Lucas, the former Pepperdine Wave, 27-year-old from Thousand Oaks, California. Rocks and fires the 0-1. Just misses inside, and the catcher Bemboom taps the top of his helmet to challenge. The call was a ball. We look up at the big board, and that was a strike. It clipped the inside corner, so the call overturned. Got 0-2. Lucas was a 14th round pick in 19 by Miami. Easton Lucas, 4 seasons at Pepperdine. This year, 3 appearances out of the Oakland A's bullpen, 3 appearances out of the Tigers bullpen. 0-2. This is low and in. It's a Las Vegas Aviator, 15 2/3 for Lucas. 5 earned runs as a .287. This is his 17th appearance out of the Mud Hen pen. And the 1-2 is fouled back. Easton Lucas at the AAA level this year, a 3.79 ERA. Flock of birds, V formation, fly from left to right across the outfield of the ballpark. 1-2 to Peggy. Just off the inside corner. 95 on the fastball from Easton Lucas. Indians trailing 3-2. Their two came in the bottom of the fourth. Toledo got two in the third, one in the fifth. The 2-2 is lofted down the left field line, shallow. Young trying to get back there, and he can't do it. Peggy sprinting for second base. Maggie's throw to second is off the bag a little bit, and Leover Piguero with a hustle double. Leadoff man in scoring position for the Indians, and that one was in on Piguero's hands, and he just fended that into left. Is 2-3 feet inside of the chalk. So Piguero in scoring position. Now Malcolm Nunez, who singled and the sacrifice fly. First pitch. Nunez takes inside. A double from Piguero, the first extra base hit for the Indians. Just the third hit and the first base hit since Nunez singled in the second inning. 1-0 pitch. Nunez rips one high in the air down the left field line. Ballpark may hold this in foul ground. Unrow near the bullpen bench. Couldn't make the catch. That went into the landing, and Unrow slammed against that bench. He went down for a minute, but he pops up and gingerly runs back into left field. And there's grimacing, and then there's what Unrow is doing. One more look at the replay. Unrow went into an evacuated bullpen, and it didn't look like he landed hard. He just landed awkwardly, I guess. But he's back in left. No visit from the trainer or anything. We're ready to go with the 1-1. Pitch to Nunez. Is hit on a line over to first. That's caught by Torkelson, who goes to second and doubles up Piguero. 3-6 on the double play. It was a line shot right at Torkelson. There's essentially only one guy on the right side of the infield. On the screws, it went right to Torque, and Piguero took one little shuffle towards third base, and that cost him.
Well, Toledo's gotten double plays now in each of the last two innings.
And Jason DeLay lifts one out to right center field. Navigato and Bigby in the alley, and it's Navigato that puts it away. That ends a quick inning of work for Easton Lucas. That line drive double play keeps the Indians and the leadoff double out of the scoring column. We go to the eighth. It's Toledo 3, the Indians 2.